Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Thanks to Nathaniel DeWalt for this one. Amy controls Celestial Dawn. She taps a plains, an island, and a mountain to cast Unnerving Assault. Which of its effects happen? Okay, so the first thing that I want to notice is that Celestial Dawn makes all of Amy's lands into plains. The way this ability is worded does not let the land retain its original types or abilities. This means that after tapping all three of her lands, Amy will have 3 white mana in her mana pool. Because of Celestial Dawn's other ability, Amy can spend that mana as though it is red or blue, which means that even though she only has white mana, she can use it to pay for the mana cost of Unnerving Assault just fine. Here's where the fun police are going to step in though. While Unnerving Assault is resolving, the game has to check to see what color the mana that was spent to cast it was. Celestial Dawn only lets you spend white mana as though it were another color. It doesn't affect anything in the game after that point. Even though Amy's white mana was cosplaying as red or blue mana, the game still knows what color it actually was. Because none of the mana that was used to cast Unnerving Assault was red or blue, none of its effects will happen. The spell will do nothing as it resolves, and afterwards it will be put into Amy's graveyard. In contrast, let's say that Amy had something like an Is It Signet. In this case, she could get genuine blue and red mana. Celestial Dawn says that she could only spend that mana as though it were colorless, but fortunately, Unnerving Assault happens to have 2 generic mana in its mana cost. If Amy spent the mana from Is It Signet this way, along with a white mana to cover the blue-red hybrid symbol, that would actually mean that the actual mana spent to cast the spell would include red and blue, even though those mana were spent as though they were colorless. In this case, Unnerving Assault would have both effects. Finally, let's say that instead of Celestial Dawn, Amy controlled a Deep Water. Observe that unlike Celestial Dawn, Deep Water actually changes the color of the mana that's produced. If Amy activates Deep Water, then taps 3 mountains, she'll have 3 blue mana in her mana pool, which means that if she were to spend that mana to cast an Unnerving Assault, all her opponent's creatures would get -1/-0. None of the mana that was spent was red though, so that's the only effect she'll get. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.